Well, on one hand, that was a bit of a surprising first round. On the other, it was not surprising. Eric, let's go to you first here. What were your reaction from Browns draft day one?
I guess I would start with complacency, contentment. I was pretty good. They needed a left tackle. I He didn't play it necessarily in college, but it was the blind side. I'm hoping that transfers well to the NFL. But I wasn't expecting him, but I'm happy with it. Um, when you grab the only time I could ever remember cheering for an offensive player that's not in a skill position was when they drafted Joe Thomas, and rightly so. But so I wasn't that excited. But hey, if he becomes a serviceable Alex Mack, that's probably high praise. Maybe Mitchell Schwartz level.
Yeah, man, I was thrown off. Joe Thomas was on the Browns virtual draft party. He even mentioned Trent Williams. We were all wrapped up in the Trent Williams
Yeah.
hype. Browns end up drafting Jedrick Wills. Drew, what do you think about the pick and maybe a lack of trades on day one?
Yeah, that was what stood out to me. There was hardly any trades. There was no trades in the top 10 at all. The first trade was from 13 up to 12 for like a fourth round pick. The Buccaneers went to get the guy I liked, Tristan Wirfs. So, yeah, that definitely stood out to me. I'm a fan. I wanted them to address offensive tackle like everybody else did, and I think they did. Right. My biggest concern is not can this guy play. My biggest concern is that I checked even back in high school. This guy played right tackle. So Jedrick Wills is going to have a transition to make, and it is not one that he can go back on muscle memory for. So that's a big concern for me. Obviously, the Browns think he's capable of doing it, and if he can get the muscle memory correct, where that first step is back with the left leg, where the punch is with a different inside hand, all that is muscle memory, and he's got 10,000 hours of it on the other side. So it's going to be a transition, but the good news is, Joe Thomas does not formally work for the Browns and has reached out to him and said, I'd like to work with you this offseason.